Alright, so I'm gonna get a little personal today and I'm gonna talk to you all about divorce. Now, when you get married, nobody prepares you for it. You're certainly not thinking about it. It's not an option. You know the statistics and you know the divorce rates are high, but you're like, nah, not us. That's not gonna happen. And then after almost a decade, I found myself with my ex-partner getting into a divorce at the very beginning of this year. And the interesting thing about that is everybody has their ideas about how divorce is supposed to go. There's this projection that it's supposed to be hard and you guys are supposed to be enemies and it's you versus them. And I found that I didn't want to do any of that at all when it came to divorce. The process and the strain of it is already hard enough without making enemies of your partner. So we tried our best to maintain our friendship. And I think, number one, that's the most important dynamic of any type of relationship, is having a very stable and grounded friendship. So we decided, let's stay friends through the process. Not only that, let's support each other through the process, because everybody expects us to, be enemies and go at each other. But if we can be supportive, if we can stay friends, if we can help each other heal through this process, it might make it just a tad bit easier, even though it's hard as hell. So we did a great job of that. I'll give both of ourselves credit for that. The second aspect of divorce is accountability and self-accountability, not just what did that person do wrong or putting the blame on them, but it's what did you contribute? What did you not do? What did you not say? What boundaries did you cross or not establish? There's so many things that you can self-reflect on to be like, how did I contribute to what has happened? And when you take that accountability on yourself without placing the blame on somebody else, you very much learn from it. And I got many, many lessons on my own self-worth, my boundaries, acceptance, codependency, traumas that were unhealed that still needed to be worked on. It came with all of that, for certain, with the accountability aspect. And then the biggest thing I want to say is forgiveness. And it's not looking at the person, again, not with putting the blame on them, but with forgiveness, it's forgiving yourself. And that goes after the accountability of doing the real self-assessment and being self-aware of your ego, your own actions, your emotions, your trauma, all of that stuff. And then forgiving yourself for what you didn't heal, what you didn't know that you didn't know. And then once you can forgive yourself, you extend that grace to the other person and you can forgive them also, and then ask them for their forgiveness in whatever way you contributed to how things ended up. And I found that those things, when going through something as harsh as a divorce, really makes the process so much more manageable. And like I said, that doesn't mean it's not hard or challenging as hell, but to do it with some emotional maturity, to put your ego to the side, to be self-aware, it makes the process, just again, so much more easier and manageable. And you can attach that to not just a divorce, but any type of breakup, any other dynamic where you're having a hard time with a person. Doesn't have to be a relationship, could be family, friends, co-workers, to take some of the self-onus on yourself and just that self-awareness, and then take it day by day, take it step by step, and navigate it as best as possible. Again, without other people's projections of how something should go or how you should do somebody or treat people. That's what they would do. How you would do it is between you and your higher self. And ideally, if you can come to some sort of compromise or communication with the other person, you guys can agree on how to navigate it in the best way for both parties. And so it's been, I don't know, maybe 8 months since the process started, and I'm very grateful for how we've handled it. And hopefully, if you face something similar or going through something similar, some of that helps you. And if you've made it this far, I'll throw in at the end, completely separate, that I have a new page that I'm starting. I'm having a little bit of issues with logging on to TikTok from my phone, so I'm trying to transfer everybody over to this new page. So I'll put it above and I'll put it in the description below. And if you could support that page and meet me over there, that would be extremely helpful. And that's a little bit of I was asked to share a little bit more of my personal life, more than a few times on this app. So This is me attempting to do that, and I hope it helps in some kind of way.